Yeah. What up? Y'all hear that theme music? Y'all see these beautiful faces? You know what time it is. It's the Let's Get Canceled podcast. I'm your boy, Big Tech Dog, your favorite friendly, lovable loudmouth.
And I'm Tommy with an H. I'm the voice of the people. I speak for y'all. Hey, yo, cousin.
What up, cousin?
You ready?
Unfortunately, yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
Yeah, let's get canceled.
Let's get canceled.
All right, so look here, man. On tonight, man, we got a real serious topic, and we're going to be pretty much serious. All right? I'm going to be serious. We're going to be serious the whole time. However, you know how we do.
You know
all
us.
Right?
You know
We're going to talk about this, and I really want to, this is something for real. Like, grief. When you're grieving, can you really be held responsible for what you say? You know what I'm saying? And so y'all saw the title, When Grief Goes Too Far, right? We talking about Jeff Metcalf. Now, this is a man who has done a whole lot of things, and he said a whole lot of things, and we're going to get into every one of them things. But first, let's even out a little bit. Let's peace out a little bit. Cuzzo, man, how are you feeling today, bro?
Tired, boss dog, tired.
Yes.
Last night I had the opportunity to go and visit with my mother and the church family. She was installed as the district missionary.
Congratulations, Auntie.
Yes, so congratulations.
Yes, indeed.
So
yes, indeed.
To see her heart beat. It was great to go and visit with her, see her heart be full, see people I had not seen since I was a little kid, some people I haven't seen in over 30 years. So it was just great being around and seeing those people come back out and pour that love into my mother. All of my siblings came in, god sisters, god brothers, like everyone came in. We even took Charlie Murphy into the church house so he could be a part of the shenan. So it was definitely a good deal. However, working all day, leaving here, heading over there, and then after the service, getting back on the road and heading back home and waking up this morning to do the work all over again and do yard work and all that good stuff. I am dog tired. But Tech, you do this all the time, and as we say, Tech does this. You know how you know he loves y'all because he always shows up no matter what. So I knew I had to do it today. So I am coffeeed up for a little bit, but we're gonna do a little something different for this evening to add a little bit of pep in this step. And
yes,
I just hope it doesn't get out of hand. Because how are you, bro? How are you?
I'm all right. Yeah. I'm feeling good. It's gonna be interesting. I had a very interesting weekend as well.
Yeah, you had an adventure.
Yeah, I traveled through 3 states that I'd never been to before. But who thought you had?
You got an OnlyFans shirt?
Who thought I had an OnlyFans shirt on? Look, y'all, check out the gear. Check out the gear.
Happy
Property of
Juneteenth
nobody.
week, y'all.
Happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth week. As a matter of fact, man, let's take this Juneteenth shot for all of us. Salute. Happy Juneteenth week, y'all. Salute. Yeah.
But like I was saying,
OnlyFans.
I've only been. Which shirt did you think was an OnlyFans shirt? It had to be mine.
It got to be yours because mine says Juneteenth.
Okay, property of OF. Oh my God.
Hold up. But you know, that fist used to be my OnlyFans profile pic, though. That's crazy, right?
You had an OnlyFans profile?
Still have one. I just changed it over a little bit. I'll give you. I'll shoot you the info later on.
I don't need it. Like I was
Link
saying,
in my bio. Check me out.
Hey, listen. Like I was saying, I got to travel. I traveled through 4 states. 4 states that I've never been to before. And I did it all in under 24 hours. So
Jeez.
I didn't get to stop in any of them except one. Stop and actually be anywhere in the state. But it was good. It was interesting. It was rough. But we here, baby. It's what we do.
Yeah, we here.
We love it. Here. We do it.
Yeah. So y'all make sure that y'all support us since we here.
Right. Tell somebody right now, wherever you at, hit them. Share this right now wherever you are watching this from. Hit us in the chat right now. Tell me where you watch it. Are you on YouTube? Are you on Facebook? Tell me what city, state, wherever you popping off at, all right? Also, we do appreciate y'all, man. We thank y'all so much for everything that y'all do. So please like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you watch us on YouTube, subscribe. If you're following us on Facebook, follow the page, man. Subscribe. Become a family member right over here with the Let's Get Cancer podcast. And make sure you share it with somebody. If you watch it on YouTube, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time we go live or we drop new content right here. Also, if you like what you're hearing today, tomorrow we will be everywhere that you get your audio podcast. It's crazy. Tommy with the H takes care of that, man. Like, as soon as we get done here tonight, he's going to have this thing ready, packaged, ready and to go out tomorrow on all of your audio podcast platforms, man. So we thank y'all for following us, man. Again, make sure you like, comment, share, and share this with somebody. Subscribe and hit that thumbs up. Hit that bell notification so you're notified, all right?
Hit that thumbs up right now while you're in.
Right
hit that
now.
thumbs up right now. Hit that like button. Yeah. That's what it is. That's what it is. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a
yes, indeed. Even no words. You can't take
already.
it back.
Already can't take it back. Can't
boy.
take it back.
Oh boy.
And I understand. I understand where you're coming from. We'll get into. Hopefully, I'll remember to come back to that because another thing that they cannot take back is that sticking on that boy. So it kind of bounces both ways. Karmelo can't take that stick back either. And that young man can't take back telling that man to get from under his tent either. Like, it's a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, all right, fine. We're going to go ahead and get into it. Fine, let's go ahead and do it.
No, set it up because we have a structure today.
We do. We try to
measures. We went through painstaking measures to get a structure today because usually we don't take as much care with what we do. And today I definitely wanted us to take a little bit more care and try to get this topic in. But it does raise a lot of emotions. So I'm going to be all over the place. And the more you see me reach over here and go here, things will start to change. So I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to stay level-headed and not get upset with what we see here. Because again, and I'll let you guys know, full disclosure, I watched a portion of what Jeff Metcalf had to say and I stopped because I know me. So tonight I'm going to watch it with you guys. Tech has gone through and made sure that he has this clip. So we're going to watch it together and we're going to react together. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and get us rolling, okay?
All right. So y'all know what we're talking about. Jeff Metcalf had a live on his own, and he's done some other interviews and things like that too. But the gag order was lifted after the verdict. Karmelo Anthony was found guilty. And after that gag order was lifted, I'm going to venture to say Jeff Metcalf decided, screw it all, I'm going to just show my true colors. That's how I took it initially. So we're going to watch a little bit, and I'm going to pause, and we'll talk about different things. But the first question I'm going to ask you is, let's forget about what the judgment was or whatever. Before we judge what he said, should we first consider what he's gone through? Before we watch what he said, before we have our commentary on what he said, should we first consider what he's gone through?
In my eyes, I say yes. You have to take into consideration the emotions and the grief that he's going through and have a little bit of empathy, because I know me personally, I know I would react a particular way. And I experienced something with close people to me that experienced a murdered child. And the emotions that came out of them within 2 days to 3 days to 7 days, the things that they said and things they wanted to do was something that was completely outside of their character. Now it was the emotions that were within them just boiling over and having that moment of I want to. But and so in this instance, I can say yes, you should take that into consideration. However, the things that are said you're still going to be held accountable for what is said at some point.
Well, speaking of what was said, let's watch a little bit of what he had to say. All right.
People are going to see you for who you really are now. And if we want to talk individuals, we can, because I couldn't speak about this in court. But I can speak freely now because the gag order is lifted. Tiffany Billions, Wackadoo, McAdoo, whatever her last name is, I'm not going to throw insults at you because I'm not going to lower myself to your level.
Oh, sorry.
But you're despicable. Drew Anthony, Kayla, you're cowards.
This is the first point. Insults. Now, so he's obviously, not in his defense, but to shed light on the other side. It's one of those things where he's had to not talk because he was a part of the case, and people outside were able to talk, and he wasn't able to respond. Right. So we gotta pay attention to that, and I can kind of understand him taking shots back out. Those two people is the parents of Karmelo Anthony, and he took shots right at them because they had been shooting at them. Right? It is what it is. Oh boy! And they said, yes, he has emotions, but with emotions comes responsibility. Hey, No Filter, we appreciate you, man. Thank you for rocking with us. It says gag order lifted, but he needs to gag himself because we're going to get to that in a second. Yes, we're going to get to that in just a second. I'm telling you, we're going to get to that in just a second. All right? Let's watch a little bit more.
You wouldn't even show up for your son's sentencing or victim statement impact. You abandoned your kid.
I think he meant to say victim impact statement. But, I don't want to be the grammar police. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You left him there. I guess he's no more used to you because you can't get any more GoFundMe money or GoSendGo money. You are grifters. You should be ashamed of yourself. You raised that child. People are going to see you. And I swear to God, CPS for sure check on those other three that you still have.
Oh, boy. Two things. Number one, this is the second story we've done when GoSendGo came up. I had never heard of it before that last one. Remember
before the white lady who called the little 5-year-old autistic kid the N-word. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So Give Send Go does not care. They are raising the funds. I don't care
on both
who
sides.
You are, what you've done. Yeah. Good people on both sides, according to them. They are the Donald Trump of crowdsourcing.
All right, man. All right, just check it out. Here we go.
You never once admitted or took accountability. You tried to play victim. The real victim is the one who died, not the one who shoved a knife in his chest.
All right, controversial question. This kid's whooping. That's the story.
That's the word on the street.
Here's my question to you. That statement from him just now, when he said the real victim is the one who died, not the one who shoved a knife in him. That sounded like a father or a parent of their kid. And I would expect a parent to defend the life of their child against whoever was saying something to them. Because
we are in that generation where you don't have to stab me or shoot me because I want to box you. We are the throw hands generation. We are the let's do what we got to do generation. And he's older than us, so he's from that generation of, hey, we're gonna settle this. Hey man, we don't have to use no weapons. Put the gun down. Hey. So I can get where he's coming from on that particular point of the victim is the guy that got stabbed, not the guy that got socked up. But you got to remember that Karmelo is not of that generation. Karmelo is a kid that was approached by, maybe 4 different people, and people who were a lot larger than he was, and people who were harassing him at the moment, people who had taken his property and thrown his property. So for him, it's a situation of, this could end me if I don't defend myself in this particular way, as opposed to I can take a beating. I can take a beating from one of you. I'm not taking a beating from all of you. And if one of you come here, one of y'all gonna leave
Right.
I'm not gonna be the only one. I'm not gonna be the
Right.
only one. So I can see it from both ways with me not being a parent, but again, me having the kids that I've been around and that sort of thing. I can understand if they go and start something, you ain't have to kill them. It's always gonna be the thing. You ain't have to kill them. But
But
in
it's
this
never. It's
kid's
always.
mind,
That's always going to be that. But let me ask the audience a
but
question.
sometimes you do have to kill them.
Sometimes, yeah. But
Yeah, sometimes
you're not going to drag me into murder with you. I got a question for the audience. If you're in here right now, I want your honest opinion, and let's take that initial shock, because I know most of us have already seen this video, and most of us have reactions, visceral reactions to some of the things that he says, and we're going to get to it in a minute. But I want to ask you just an honest question. If someone murdered your child, your child is dead at the hands of someone else, right? Should we expect perfect emotional control from you? And as a caveat to that, would any of us think before we spoke on the subject with that in that instance, right? Like that's a real question. Like, let me know in the chat if your child, if you don't have kids, just imagine if your child was murdered, would you just say whatever came to mind? Would you keep completely silent and stay out of the public view? Or if you did speak, should you be held responsible for every word that you say? And because honestly, that's what we're asking of this particular situation, right? Answer it in the chat. We're going to play a little bit more of this video.
I come to pray with you and show the world we can close the gap of this unbelievable racial divide. And what'd you do? You widen the gap even further. You hire a convicted, baby-shaking felon who's only in it for the money, who gives you bad advice, kicks me out of a press conference. Oh, funny. I was somewhere I wasn't supposed to be, but I left when asked. I didn't stab anyone.
Yeah, that was a jab. That was a quick jab. You know, because that was the premise behind what was going on. They say Karmelo Anthony was somewhere he wasn't supposed to be, and he got into an altercation with these boys, and in an attack, Karmelo Anthony attacked the boys. Now,
and that's the thing. Like, there is no such thing on this planet. It was kind of like when I was at a Florida State game and got kicked out of the stands because I was talking trash. I'm in Doak Campbell Stadium. I'm talking trash about the Gators to Gator fans in Doak Campbell Stadium. They told me I was in the wrong section to talk trash about the Gators. This is Doak Campbell Stadium. There is no such place in this entire stadium that is inappropriate for me to talk trash about the Gators. They go grab the cops. The cops come and get me and tell me and my buddy Dex that we have to leave our section that we paid our money for, because now he ended up giving us better seats because I went to high school with the kid. But it's one of those situations where Karmelo wasn't in the wrong place. He was in some place that guy didn't want it. Right. That's as simple as that. That guy didn't want you there. You're on public property. You're on school property. This is not a place that this guy gets to dictate where you are. But in this particular instance, this guy says you're not supposed to be here. You got to go. I'm over here chopping it up with one of my guys. What you mean I'm not supposed to be here? And that to me, because when he says when they asked me to leave, I just left. Okay, good for you. You didn't have to. Because there is nothing on public property that they can force you to leave. They can ask you, but they can't make you.
Well, let me do like this. We got some people chiming in and said, I'm a therapist and a legal scholar, so it's different for me. How so? Please explain that.
Yes, please explain that part. Please explain that. How is it different?
Like, how is it different for you?
Or as a therapist, you think one way, and as a scholar, you think a different way? Because I really do want to know.
Right. Now, this one says, we shouldn't expect emotional control, but racism isn't the first outlet, especially when I wasn't a real parent until now.
That's okay. That's good. That's good.
Fitness Princess says, I believe you need to be held accountable, but the punishment should fit the crime. His punishment didn't fit the crime and circumstances, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's 35 years.
Whose punishment?
I think
you mean
Carmelo's
punishment.
Yeah, him getting that 35 for a first degree murder as if it was premeditated.
True. Well, the first degree murder carries that type of sentence anyway. I don't see how that rose to the level of first degree murder. honestly.
Right, and
So
I think that's where that comes from. Is it's not supposed to be that way.
I think this is
Okay,
this is the thing too. This comment here, we are taught emotional regulation. I don't know if
from a
this is what you're
therapist.
right.
From a
I don't know
therapist.
if this is what you're referring to, but this is what it brought to my mind. Black people in general, we grow up being taught. I I've been a big black dude my entire life. I've always been cognizant of the way I will be perceived by others, right? And it's weird, but even now, I will find myself hitting a switch without knowing about it, not thinking about it, hitting a switch to try to make myself smaller, try to bring my voice down, raise the pitch of my voice, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, just so I don't make other people uncomfortable. Right,
Right.
right, is exactly that. And so because of that, because I know what the consequences of that are. Now, here's the thing that I think is happening here. You and I, when a black child or black person in general, especially black men, when they die at the hands of white people, I look at that and go, that white man was just scared. He just assumed that man was aggressive, blah, 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 blah. And it is ridiculous that they look at us like animals, like we're just these big, mean monsters. You can see the shock in white people's face when they're thought of the same way. And in this
Right.
situation where there's one black boy and this group of white boys, he's scared. He doesn't know what they
Right.
getting ready to do. They talking wild, and when we respond like they respond to us, the tables turn real fast, and they're out there in the streets like, oh no, the only difference is they've got a legal system that helps them. They got a legal system that protects them and gets them justice, where we keep burying little black boys and everybody else is
Right.
going home. Zimmerman
And just
went
as
home.
an aside, to that, if we are so aggressive and so scary, and you guys are afraid of us all the time, why is it that white people are so comfortable coming to us and telling us to leave spaces? Why are you so comfortable coming up to us and talking trash? If we're so aggressive, if we're so scary, if we're so violent, if I'm afraid of something, I'm not going to approach it and attempt to challenge it. So it can't be that we're that, because you're not afraid of us at all, because you constantly tell us where we shouldn't be, what we shouldn't be doing, that our music is too loud. So you can't be afraid of us at all.
They're afraid with no backup. That's like the kid in school who could talk so much junk, knowing he couldn't fight, but he got two big brothers that was up the hall. You understand what I'm saying?
So they know
It's
they
the
have
same way.
9/11. They know they have 9/11 with them. So I can do what I got to do because 9/11.
Right. Okay, she said, yep, and that's why I say circumstances, age, race play. Oh, excuse me. Circumstances, age, and race play a huge factor. I agree 100%, 1,000% with that. Now, I got another question, and I'm gonna play some more while y'all ponder on this question. It says, can grief explain someone's words without excusing every word they choose? And this goes back to a comment we had a little bit earlier, where you said the gag order lifted, but needs to gag himself because watermelon meant, yep, that whole thing. When he just came out and said, we shouldn't expect emotional control, but racism isn't the first outlet, especially when I wasn't a real parent until now. So I'm going to play a little bit of this, but think about that. Can grief explain someone's words without excusing every word they choose? All right, let's see what else he got to say.
Convicted felon, quote, advocate, minister of what? Minister irrelevant, minister of bullshit. How about minister fuck you?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
The display of adults on the internet. If your children saw how you acted, would you be proud? Or is that?
I think that's a question for him as well.
No,
If your
indeed.
children, if your
Indeed.
son was here to see you acting this way right now, saying these things, would he be proud?
I think so. I
I
think
was
his
gonna
son
say-
would be.
I was just gonna go there. I was like, do I? Yeah, I think so.
Because
I
you
think it
got to
would.
think of how they were raised. You got to think of how
Right.
the what's in him to give him that audacity to go and tell some kid you shouldn't be here? That's something that's innate in him from home. That you black boys shouldn't be under this particular tent. So I'm going to say, yeah, that kid would probably be proud of the way his dad spoke because he's used to it.
I think the surprise about it all comes from, hey, we run this. This is mine.
Right.
And the idea, and I know we're generalizing right now, but I don't think we're generalizing too much because in general, white people believe that whatever space I'm in is my space.
It's mine.
You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
And I feel like we've had this conversation when it came to church. We've had this conversation when it came to music. We've had this conversation multiple times in different genres where we have black spaces, quote unquote, and when we allow white people into those black spaces, and we treat them like they're one of us, and then they decide to take over, and then when things don't go their way, they feel like, oh well, you guys, you this I should be here. I belong here. I deserve to be here. That's how you end up with things like this. Now, this wasn't one of those situations. This wasn't a situation where it's a quote unquote black space. But if we're going to have institutions of learning, that should be a space for everyone, right? Or am I just wrong? Now, this says,
I'm not going to say that.
grief isn't an excuse. Emotional regulation, yes, people are thinking, seeing in the red, but people who are truly emotionally regulated wouldn't say anything, I think, about how it looks after the fact. Now, my question is, can you think that clearly when something as traumatic as losing your child happens? Can you think that clearly in real time? Now, side note.
Hold on. And you have to think on, they've made me be silent for almost 2 years. The moment I get to say it, everything that I've thought from the beginning until now is going to spill out.
Yeah.
Everything I've thought. And I've thought of calling these people niggas for 2 years. They're going to get one of them. They might not get 16, but they're going to get one. They're gonna be niggas. And everybody who has had something to say, all of these outside voices, they're gonna get it too. Everybody who has had something to say, because I've been under a gag order. So, and while he's out here, I don't think he has a note on hand. This man is coming off the top, freestyling, and is giving everybody that he can think of the business. Now, before we get back into this and what he said, I'm gonna ask you as a father, and any parents in the comment section also. He mentioned that they left Karmelo to do the victim impact and the sentencing on his own. Is that something that you as a parent could do, knowing that your kid was facing?
Nope.
So that's
there's no way. Now, as a side, like from that
he's
point,
he's not looking back and not seeing support.
There's no way that could happen. My kids, any one of my kids, or side note, any kid close to me, you know what I'm saying? But specifically, especially my kids, there's no way that they're going to have to go through a traumatic experience and not have me there to support them through that. And I don't care if they were completely 1,000% wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, my kids have had to deal with me not being there at times when they were doing some of the things they love, like at a basketball game or a cheerleading thing or whatever, because I was working to make sure they could do those things. But if they were facing something like this, right, wrong, or other, I don't care how many people they killed, I don't care how, whatever, there is not a single thing that my kids are ever going to be able to do that they're not going to get, they're not going to ever feel like they're alone. They won't get my support in negativity. But I'm always going to support them as people. Period.
They'll know you're disappointed in what they did and the outcome, but there's never going to be a time that they are
alone.
You don't have me. Okay, I got you.
Right. You always got
that to me just seems like that right there to me was telling. And
that's weird. Yeah, I don't understand how that could happen. And I don't care how emotional I'm going to get. I don't care how bad I'm going to feel in there. I'm going to stand 10 toes down for mine. Now this person said, the problem is there should have been an administrator in place to control the situation, because kids left to their own devices will be wrong almost 10 times out of 10, especially when you're dealing with kids that are known bullies, according to your white students.
And that is major.
Oh, and I've had a family situation similar, and I've had to get my family together about it. And you know what? I don't know that I can't argue from because I haven't experienced this directly. And as a matter of fact, the closest I've ever gotten to it was when Biz passed away, God rest his soul, sitting there with his mom. And there was nobody in the room but his white mama and me and D Breezy, like two
Right.
big black dudes. And I had to sit and answer questions for his mom that nobody will ever know what those questions were. And there were times when I had to tell her stuff that I knew was going to hurt her feelings. And there were times when I had to look her in the eye and say, you don't want to know the answer to that question. And that was a
Right.
real conversation for a couple of hours at his mom's house. But I don't see how to. Oh, she said, "Hey, you remember?" It's one of those things where I know it's smart to have somebody outside. I'll tell you like this: your father, Tommy.
Who is Fitness Princess? I got to find out who that is. Text my phone. Let me know who you are. I don't know. I don't think I know who that name is.
I was wondering the same thing. But so I remember when Granddaddy passed. I think it was Granddaddy. Nope, it was Grandmama. We had that's real. Nobody beats the biz for sure. We had a wake at the funeral home, and it was just the family. I don't think I was supposed to be in there, but but I was in there, and all my aunts and uncles and my parents were there. And I remember your dad stood up in front of everybody who was there, and he said to them right then, he said, "All right, get your crying out now. Get all that out now, because tomorrow at the funeral, when everybody's around, everybody comes in, we're gonna hold our heads up. We're gonna be strong. We all that." And he was real. He was for real. It was like all that falling out and all that stuff ain't gonna happen.
But you know,
tomorrow.
he was speaking to specifics.
He was, because the next day, I don't care. I'm gonna say it. The next day, while we're at the funeral, somebody came in there and they started all that stuff. And at the church, so it goes down the aisle, right? And there's a side door over here. And when all that person was and they put their arms around her. They loved her, like, here, come on. And they walked right out that side door, and then they left out there and came back inside and closed the door. I kid you not. My family don't play. But that's one of those things where it was one of those. I know it's not the same situation, but the idea of getting everybody together, like, hey,
Right.
we don't operate this way. We don't get down like this. Watch your mouth. If you can't watch your mouth, wait till we're all around. You can say it to us, but don't get in front of a camera and say it.
Right. And I think that's where he missed the situation in this. But again, reportedly, he doesn't have any contact with the mother, no contact with the kids. He doesn't have the family relationship, so he doesn't have anyone to vent to. So the internet is his family. The internet are his people. They're his sounding board. Because if he had real friends around him, all of this would have been out, and the emotion wouldn't have been so high due to a gag order. The gag order, you can't talk about it publicly, but I can speak to people that I remember and know, that I know and love, and that love me. So if he were able to talk to his other son, or able to talk to his ex-wife, like, there would be situations that I think a lot of this would have been curtailed before it got to this particular point.
And I think you're right. And I think that part of the thing that hurts a little bit is because, hey, nigga, you wasn't worried about him before all this stuff happened. But let's go. Let's play. We got about 6 more minutes of this.
Yeah. Or is that what you teach them? Go. Do you teach them that racism is okay? Do you teach them? Do you inbred? Do you program your kids to hate, to kill? From day one, I said this was never about race. Please don't make it about race, and don't politicize it. And what did you do? You chose both. And then you proceeded to get.
So you're going to tell us what to do? Like, so now, not only that, but you're going to tell us how to deal with it?
Just like his kid.
Well, yep. All right. Well, that's how they do. Hey, it is what it is. So let's get back to it a little bit. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt right there.
The race card, black fatigue, it's real. I'm sorry. You have embarrassed your own culture and race. Don't get me wrong. We got a lot of people that embarrass the shit out of me too. But you guys, you got a patent on that shit. And the only
My bad, y'all.
You can't laugh at that. It's not right to laugh at that, apparently.
My bad. Continue.
and the only people that's going to change it are you. Don't blame the white person because we can't change it. But you're going to blame the white person for every fucking thing else. We're the bad ones. We're the one that held you down. Guess what? You can do everything in America that I can do. Tell me one thing you can't do that I can't do. We all.
Hey, you know what's funny about this?
Get away with it. Kill a nigga, get away with it. Oh, that's the first thing I can.
You beat me. Nope, you beat me. You beat me to it. Go ahead. You got it. You win.
How we think of the same thing? Okay, maybe we're the same.
Right.
Maybe we are too much alike. So
maybe.
So, yeah, okay, gotcha.
Maybe. All right, let's go.
We all have equal rights.
We do not.
A lie is temporary, but the truth lasts forever. You know where I found this quote? I appreciate it, Mr. Drew Anthony, off your Facebook page. How poetic justice is served. You just do a big softball and knock it out of the park. Thank you for making it so easy for me. So you can live with your lie if you want to, but my truth is forever. Just like the fact your son is a convict and a killer. Forever. Forever is a long time. What's your master plan, Mr. Anthony? To use your son as income and soak up as much money playing victim to line your pocket? Amazing.
So here's the other thing now. So, in my opinion, a hit dog a holler.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me like he knows while he's sitting there with that grin on his face. Like that grin, bro. Look at that. You know what I'm saying?
I see it.
He's planning right now. He's plotting. He's making his move because he's going to get a lot of money off of this.
A lot of money.
Now, I'm always the one who kind of jumps to the fence like, oh, people just think just because there's a lot of money to be made that's the reason that you're doing it. Well, based on your history, bro, yeah, this looks more like look at me, pick meism, than it is about real concern about your son. But that's neither here nor there. I can't speak to that father's grief because even if my son came to me today and told me he never wants to talk to me again and I didn't talk to him for the next 20 years, if something happens to him, I'm going to be hurt. You understand what I'm saying?
And so, whoever did it to him is going to be every name in the book.
Yeah. That and won't even care about what you say about me. Y'all can do this show about me next time, and I won't care.
Right, and it's let's get canceled. Let's get canceled then.
Let's go. You can invite me on because I'm gonna talk about
all of y'all. And I just think because again, I don't have any biological kids, but again, I've been around a lot of kids for the longest time, and if anything happened to any one of them, I'm always the crash out. I'm always the everybody can get it. I'm always the you don't get to do that to mine. So again, the things he says, I can give him a little bit of grace on it, but I can still not like it. I can still say, yeah, you're a racist piece of shit, but you had every right to say what you said, but you're still a racist piece of shit. I can live in both worlds.
Well, I think that brings us to our next segment, the next part I want to talk about. In this situation, before the verdict, when we first heard about everything, America picked sides.
Yes, they did.
We fell on either side. And you believe it or not, like it or not, black people fell on one side in general. White people fell on another side in general. So how do you, in that situation, while we listen to him some more, question for the audience, how do you in that situation get actual justice without completely obliterating and destroying half of the population? Let's listen to him a little bit. But for real, I really want to know if we'll think from the judicial system side after this little clip. Here you go.
Amazing. What about you, Drew? What kind of father are you? You want to talk about what kind of father? All right, let's talk about what kind of father you are. Let's talk about your arrest. Let's talk about your warrants. Oh, was it drugs? Coke? You did? Tell me some other shit. Let's pull it up. Because I'm welcome every one of you to pull up my criminal history. Someone who tried to make up some bullshit saying I'm a sexual assault person, guess what? If you're convicted of sexual assault in Texas, you have to register. Please check the registry. Please check.
I always get nervous when people start asking people to check the background because that's
Right.
usually when
Oh,
stuff in
boy.
the background comes up. Side note, shout out to Doc. Listen, my brother sent something. I get my sisters and my brothers. We have a group chat on Instagram, like our DMs, and my sister always gets on to me because she's like, "Did you even see this stuff?" Because I watch and then I'll laugh, I'll share it with other people, tell other people about it, and I'll never even respond to it on in the group chat. My brother posted something. He said, "Hey, do pedophiles not know about midgets?" That ain't got nothing to do with this at all. But he just
Doc. Side note, Doc, you got a problem, bro. I love you, boy.
that was so funny to me. All right, come on, get back serious.
Salute, Doc.
Okay.
Salute to my guy.
Yeah, we might as well. Hold on. Let me. I ain't got a little bit left. Let's go ahead and run this up real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, it says
Play him.
said I can give a pass on the racing, but I can't give a pass on. I can give a pass on grief, and it just says he seems to be here for attention, not justice. That's what I'm saying. It says truthfully,
He can't get justice.
he's never justice. I think he can get justice, but we'll get to that after this segment. This says truthfully, you can feel for a life lost, teen in prison, but also grieve a life lost, teen who passed. I agree 1,000%. Shout out to Melanin Mindset over there, dropping knowledge. Yeah. Anyway, let's go back.
Check my background in criminal history. It's not there. You tried to spin a narrative to make me look bad because you look bad already by yourself. You just left him up there by himself. Amazing. What about you, Drew? What kind of father are you? You want to talk about what kind of father? All right, let's talk about what kind of father you are. Let's talk about your arrest. Let's talk about your warrants. Oh, was it drugs? Coke? I hope you're proud of yourself, bro. I hope you go home and tell your 3 little kids your brother's in prison because he's a dumbass and he stabbed someone.
Ooh-wee.
Tell me how you're going to parent the other ones. Tell me how you're going to explain to them that their brother is a killer. You're going to have family reunions? You're going to leave an empty chair for him?
This is where he crossed over. Now he's gone from I'm hurting, but
The anger. This is pure anger, and I don't know. I don't know if the grief and the anger can separate themselves from one another at this point. Because right now he is on a roll, and he is in a full-on angry man mission right now. And now he is speaking out of pure anger, and I don't know if, and maybe the anger is because of the grief.
it is, but it's also I hear father to father. I don't have my boy here with me no more. You still got yours, even if he's locked up. I don't have, you know what I'm saying? And I can see, I can feel that coming out. So now I'm hurting. I want you to hurt as bad as me. I done spent the last 2 years, or however long it's been. It's been about 2 years almost, right?
Yeah, it's been about 2 years.
Yeah. Almost 2 years having to be quiet while y'all got on TV. You went and got all your people to say stuff, and everybody's coming at me. Now I get a chance to talk and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's like, yeah, I I understand that part. I still don't agree with it. But
Right.
even if I don't agree with it, I would probably say something similar. And I wouldn't agree with what I said, but I still would
Right.
say it because I need you to
Right.
feel a modicum of what I'm feeling right now. I need you to
Exactly.
know, because when it's all said and done, you're going to be able to go pick up that phone and sit there with your hand on the glass and
Right.
talk to your
Right.
son. I got to go out to a field somewhere and look at a concrete slab.
And
read.
that to me is for everything negative he had to say, the black man in me, that's my clapback for everything. When you call me names and all this shit right here, is like, yeah, go dig your son up and give him a hug. Like, that's the clap. That's the clap back for every single thing that he has said. Like when in my anger, without thinking of the grief he's going through, without thinking of that, it's, you got this to say about me. Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. I dig your kid up and tell you to hug him. Like, that's where I live when it comes to the petty. So that's why I try my best to stay away from a lot of this.
It says this is pure opportunity, not anger. He found an outlet to broadcast his racism. I believe you have more empathy for his son than he does. Wow.
That could 100% be true.
That could be true. But on the flip side, to play devil's advocate, can we be the judge of that?
We
Can we?
We really can't.
We can't.
We can feel it. We
right,
can feel that way, but we can't judge it.
Let's hear what else he got to say. Let's go a little bit deeper, because he's gonna get.
Are y'all all going to wear the striped suits or an orange jumpsuit in remembrance? I don't know.
Oh,
You
wow.
fuck up all your own. I don't need to help you.
Mm.
I hope you're proud of yourself, bro. I hope you go home and tell your respect me. I've been disrespected by so many people, so many times, while I've had to sit here and take it. I'm going to tell you right now, Charleston White, you think you're funny? We'll see who's laughing.
He is.
Hey, hold on. Y'all can have Charleston White. I don't.
No, they could not.
I watch Charleston. I just watch Charleston White. He say stuff. I be like, nigga, come on. I mean, he be right most of the time. Be honest, but sometimes he be trolling. Like he say what you just said. Go dig. Well, dig him up then. Young. I don't care nothing about them. He'd always do that. What is this? FYI, PED 9 registration became law in 1991. Oh, okay. So what you're saying is that if he did it before 91, he might not be registered. That's the type of stuff that gets found out later on.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
All right, so it says modicum, a small, moderate, or a token amount of something. Almost always used in the phrase a modicum of, typically refers to abstract qualities.
Fitness Princess. I'm sorry, Fitness Princess. I think Fitness Princess is home team. My bad. I think that's home team. I think that's the neighbor. My bad. My apologies.
You know who that is. All right,
I didn't
cool.
mean to cut you off. I think I got it now.
All right,
put that back up again.
Yeah, I used the word modicum. So she used it. I used it correctly. That's right. That's your definition. A modicum of typically refers to abstract qualities or desirable traits such as respect, sense, or effort, yada, 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 yada. So anyway, and just cause. Thank you. Appreciate that. And you know what's funny? No. That wasn't the lawyer. That's the melody mindset, because you know what they say? They always they love a good definition. I appreciate that.
Definitions change over time.
Yes,
I
they
will
do.
say that much. So y'all better stop all that, because we gonna say what we gotta say, and we gonna make it. If it ain't a word, we gonna make it a word. How about that?
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and play some more. We're gonna go ahead and play some more.
Yeah, let's get to the end of him.
Drew Anthony, you're a pussy and a coward. You raised one. Kayla, you drunk bitch. What'd you do to that boy to make him stab somebody? My God, what kind of mother are you? Hey, Kevin Hayes, you fucking liar. Day after it happened, how many lies did you sit and type up on your keyboard, you big keyboard warrior? You a big tough man. You still live in Baton Rouge? Remember you said you'd come talk, Mr. Squeaky Clean. He's the only one in your family without a damn record. I guess that's something to brag about in your culture. You people hang your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
People.
He said it.
Let me make one up. Y'all can let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy y'all were trying to portray. How about watermelon felon? How's that one strike you?
Pause.
I hope he enjoyed his first night.
Goodness.
Hold up. Like,
Hey,
okay, so this is the
wait,
very first
wait.
clip I...
Wait, stop right
I'm
there.
sorry.
Stop right there.
Okay.
Your camera's off.
I turned it off.
Yeah, you did something.
Yeah.
Something went wrong because your microphone and your camera switched on me.
It says turn off camera, turn on camera. Hold on. I'm going to jump out and come back in. Can
Yeah,
I do
go
that?
ahead and do that. I'm going to address some of these comments over here.
Yeah.
It's our moderator said words created by the host are not recognized with Merriam-Webster nor Oxford. Sorry, you're right. You're right. And she said he about to cross the line. He definitely did. And I definitely wanted to pause at the "you people." When he said "you people," that's where we were at. I was like, "Come on, bro."
Yes, but you knew what was coming up next. You knew
I
what
knew
was
it was
coming.
coming.
Because that was the only thing that was the only clip that I actually saw was the watermelon felon clip. And I was like, I chuckled a little bit. And I was like, they're going to cancel me for this because I laugh at funny. And that shit was kind of funny. But it was inappropriate. Bless. And it was unnecessary. But again, we give grace to the fact that he is a grieving father.
Hey, can I listen to it again? Just one.
Let me make one up. Y'all can let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral.
And he didn't
I
make
got a
this
new
up on
name
the fly.
for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy y'all were trying to portray. How about watermelon felon? How's
Good God Almighty, it don't get easier.
That part, like I say, when I said earlier he was coming off the cuff, he had that one written down from the day that boy from the day that boy was gonna be sentenced. He already had that one coming up. Watermelon felon, but that's kind of clever. That is clever. But and that I think right there took a whole lot of folks out of his camp for feeling the grief that he was feeling and expressing that. I think that completely washed all of that out and took it to a racist spot because why is that where you go with this?
Well, because here's the thing.
Can he have a social media presence after this? Is this going to create a following?
Absolutely.
So he can turn this. So he should go ahead and just he can fold this into some MAGA campaigns and be some. I don't think he's intelligent enough for that.
He won't. He doesn't have to be because you got to remember where people
his cause for him.
Where people start pointing out stuff like where the Republican Party started going way off base. They'll point to Donald Trump. They'll point to Sarah Palin to a degree. But you know what I think it was? I think it was Joe the plumber. You remember back then, during that same time period? The reason being is because it was supposed to be the average Joe who don't know too much and doesn't know about this, doesn't know about that, but he knows this right here. That's why now you can have idiots with microphones and multi-million-dollar contracts on social media and online because they don't know anything and they get to just say whatever pops in their head, right? So, oh Lord. Anyway, watermelon felon is diabolical. All right,
that's a bar. That's a bar. Like you say that shit right there in a battle rap, nigga, you've won.
It's 5 levels of grief. He's stuck.
He's stuck.
I agree.
He's stuck at the anger part.
He's stuck on anger.
Like, will there be the acceptance? There's nothing to bargain. There's nothing to bargain here. There's nothing to bargain because your kid is not coming back. And
or maybe he thought he was bargaining before when he was trying to say, because he did say, let's not make this racial, not make all this other stuff. I don't want to pray with you, bro. Anyway.
Yeah, but I got to look up this dude.
I got to look up this dude. There's a guy whose whole platform is on saying black people are less than. You're right. There's a couple of them. There's a bunch of them.
There's a bunch of them. That's how that guy got shot at his neck.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, that's how that guy ended up with his.
Yeah.
with his head all over Arizona.
You can be
Utah.
unintelligent and become president. So why can't he have a social media presence? This is true. This is true. And I'm going to play the last or look like 20 seconds of this just so we can say we watched
How's that
it.
one
Say we
strike
finished
you?
it.
Yeah.
Watermelon.
I hope he enjoyed his first night in that cell last night. Because he's going to have many nights to think about what the fuck he did. I told you we could sit down and talk. That's all you do. Talk, Mr. Squeaky Clean. He's the only one in your family without a damn record. I guess that's something to brag about in your culture. You people hang your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
You people again.
And I think
You
that's
people
where
again.
I think that's where a lot of us are going to have problems with him because he has categorized all of us in this ignorance. And
Can I ask you to be fair for a second? How
sure,
many
you can
times?
ask it?
Right. How many times do you and I refer to white people as a whole? Like oftentimes we will say, and I in this show, I said in this show, when I was talking about white people in black spaces, we generalize all the time. The problem comes when you take the negative of a group and you apply it to the group as if it is a
Across the
group
board.
trait, as if it's a group trait and not an individual trait. You understand what I'm saying? So, but then you want to switch things up. I'll give you an example. When we were growing up in school, they told you that Neanderthals were like dumb, slow, ignorant, and they were supposed to be more direct. Black people were supposed to be more directly descending from Neanderthal, and they were all this horrible. Well, over the last 15 years, I think, they've discovered that Neanderthals' DNA, we black people in general share 0.0000000% of Neanderthal DNA, while white people share a larger percentage. Here's the
I
thing.
don't know where you went to school because in my black schools, they told me that was them.
No, but this is the thing. Neanderthal,
Forever.
but science community in general. Like what I'm saying. So, but now over the last 15 years, they found that the DNA is more closely related to Caucasians.
Yeah.
And over the last 10 years, they've come out now and said, oh, well, Neanderthals were intelligent and they were this and they were that and they were this.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold on now. So
narrative gets changed because they created fire, they created the wheel, they did all this stuff. So they had to be intelligent beings. So here's the thing. We understand because we have and I think we mentioned this earlier about the choosing sides. We have a collective understanding and a collective community of experiences. So when we see certain things happen to one of us, we have a close understanding of how it feels because we've gone through something similar. If not exactly the same thing, we've gone through something similar or seen it around us. So we have that collective experience. So yeah, we're gonna choose sides. White folks are gonna choose the side where they feel like, well, I wouldn't have told this one black dude to do something, he punched me in my face. And black folks gonna be like, somebody tried to come to me and tell me to get out of a space. And the term Karen came from situations just like this. Niggas just didn't stab her and kill her. But it's the same situation. You're coming into a space where we are minding our black business and you come to us and tell us we should not be there. Had someone in that moment stabbed her up, Karmelo would have had a point of reference to understand I can't stab her because they're going to lock me up. So maybe he'd have done something a little bit different. But we have that collective understanding. Each of us, and I'm going to say each of us have had an experience or know someone who's had an experience where we have been in a place. And when they say when you're black, you're never alone because it's always a white person somewhere over your shoulder looking, you are never alone. So there's we all have that collective experience. So what Karmelo was dealing with in that moment was something that's shared. So yeah, we will pick and choose a side because we experienced that same bull, and we want to have that understanding with him. Now, as this particular father, we don't all have that experience. That's a special club that I'd never want anyone I love to be in, and I do have some loved ones in that particular fraternity of murdered child, dead child, and for me, it's just the The expressions that come of it, I understand in the moment, you will have these outbursts that are not in the best interest of you. However, if racism ain't in you, it won't come out of you. My grandmother used to always tell me about cursing. She was like, if it ain't in you, it ain't coming out of you. And it's one of those situations where if racism isn't in you, if calling black folks niggas and calling and bringing up the racist tropes of watermelons and that sort of thing, if it's not in you, it won't come out of you. You can say a whole lot of bad. He could have said everything he said and left out the racist parts of it, the you peoples and all that, because we know you people is code, it's the dog whistle. So if you leave all of that off the table and you say everything else he said, it would have been acceptable. However, what is inside of him came out.
Okay. I give you that. I still have the same questions though. I'm still wondering if justice could have been had in this situation. Even let's take
Is
all
it acceptable?
the racism.
You're saying is it acceptable? So your question is it still acceptable for him to say it?
Hold on. Wait. Let me get to some of these questions over here. It says one, it was like he is simply a racist in pain, so we get to see exactly who he is through his pain. This person said the side of right is the only side we should choose. I don't know about that because that's right and wrong in this situation is subjective, I think.
Yes.
And then it also says, somebody says a future topic, how did we go from Becky to Karen? Becky, are you okay? Are you okay, Becky? Jesus.
You know what? We're gonna bring that up in season 4. We are definitely gonna do that because Becky was everywhere, and then because they had to clean up Becky. Becky, the girl at the club. Karen is the nosy white lady. But why Karen? Why Karen? And I understand why that question is coming up, and we will definitely have that discussion moving forward. But everybody, if you are in here right now, hit the like button, hit the share button wherever you are. This is a real conversation, and we tried our best to stay professional and on topic, but this is something that needs to be discussed, and I
it's
appreciate
a lot more to
all
this,
of you
brother.
for being here. It's a lot more, but
It's a lot more to it. I really want to know what justice would look like in this situation. I really want to know as if the shoe was on the other foot, would we be in the same would we be saying, hey, black mom or black dad, you shouldn't call them crackers and all this other stuff? Or would we be saying, hey, you got to understand she's hurting or he's hurting?
Right.
There's a lot to dig into this. I really want to talk about that another time. But remember, if you like what you heard, man, you can find us in just a little bit. Tomorrow we'll be on all of your audio podcast platforms. Also, if you like what you're seeing, like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification. Share this with a friend, man. Leave your comments, man. Hit us up in our DMs. We do respond. We read all of them. We respond to them. And we just might bring this up again based on something that you might say to us privately in the DMs. But for now, hey, yo, cousin.
What up, cousin?
We ain't been canceled yet.
So we got to do this again next week, man.
Yes,
love
sir.
y'all. Love you, boy.
Love you, man. Love y'all, man. Peace.
Y'all be good. Peace. I want a Whopper. 206, nigga.
Yeah.
206.
Good for you. I'm going the wrong direction.